Everyone has an opinion about Canadian federal politics.
Oh, yeah.
Important not to allow cuts to occur to our health system. We've signed.
Thanks, Minister. I didn't say anything about cuts. I asked you for a number. How many doctors will we be short in this country by 2028?
Well, I'm not going to engage in a hypothetical. I think that trying to guess what that number might be, I imagine that you have.
So once
some
again,
figure.
you have no clue. That's
No,
what you're telling
I
Canadians.
would say, Mr. Chair, I'm not here to play Jeopardy with you. If
So
you
you're
have
clueless.
these,
So you're
if you have
clueless.
these.
Hey gang, what's up? Just Aaron right here, Question Period Canada. How y'all doing? Another committee video. This time it's Health Committee. We have Health Minister Mark Holland, who's an absolute clueless clown, dodging and distracting, just not answering Dr. Stephen Ellis's questions. This is a mess, guys. These committee meetings are always interesting. Watch the liberal tactics used here. Stall, divide, distract, don't answer. This happens in committee all the time. Dr. Stephen Ellis is pretty sharp, though. Let's check him out. In committee, he's putting the questions to Minister of Health and clueless clown, Mark Holland. Let's take a look.
Conservatives for 6 minutes. Dr. Ellis, please.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Minister, thanks for being here. Perhaps you could tell us, we tried this questioning before, but how many Canadians don't have a family physician?
Well, as I indicated before, it's difficult to get an exact number. There's between 12 and 14%, but again, it's difficult to know with precision.
Just the
because
number,
there are different
perhaps,
estimates.
Minister. How many?
Well, as I've indicated before, it's impossible to give an exact number. I'd say in a ballpark range would be between 12 to 14%.
Yeah. So are you telling Canadians out there that you, as the Minister of Health, really have no idea?
What I'm saying is that the health data, which is collected by provinces and territories, is not as clear as it should be. That what we get from provinces and territory leaves some ambiguity. And as a result, we are best left to speculate as to what that number would be.
Thanks
and
very much, Minister. So it's really is 6 to 7 million
the,
Canadians without access to primary care. 6 to 7 million. How many doctors will Canada be short by 2028? This is recent stuff. I don't know if you've read it, but it's important numbers. You could share that with Canadians.
Yeah, and I would say that, and I would posit to you, if you're going to advance deep cuts to the health system, then that number is going to grow exponentially. It's incredibly important not to allow cuts to occur to our health system. We've signed.
Thanks, Minister. I didn't say anything about cuts. I asked you for a number. How many doctors will we be short in this country by 2028?
I'm not going to engage in a hypothetical. I think that trying to guess what that number might be, I imagine that you have.
So once
some
again,
figure.
you have no clue. That's
No,
what you're telling
I
Canadians.
would say, Mr. Chair, I'm not here to play Jeopardy with you. If
So
you
you're
have
clueless.
these questions that where you
You
have
really
an
have
answer,
no idea.
like no, because
Okay.
frankly, it depends
It's
upon what happens in the next
44,000.
election, Mr. Chairman.
44,000. So
no, but that's
what your
a
government has
ridiculous
done
number.
is increase taxes on health care. The capital gains changes. Comes into force next week. How many more Canadians will be without a family doctor based on these changes?
Having a more fair and balanced tax system,
I
where
didn't ask you
doctors
about
still have.
I didn't ask you about taxes. I asked you how many more,
again,
and maybe you're having trouble hearing, but I can say it again for you. I'll say it slower. How many Canadians, because of your tax changes, will be without a physician?
I would say that the menace to our health system is the cuts that you would propose to it. It is not a more fair and equitable tax system that asks those who make the very most to pay a little bit more so that we can have a safe and secure health system.
Just the number,
If you want
Minister.
the
How
opportunity,
many more Canadians will be without a physician because of your tax increases? How many?
I reject the premise of that question. I think that what is a menace to our health system is the cuts that you would impose to that system. That a doctor still has huge advantages under our tax system
so as
to be
we
able
said,
to
Minister,
use
right now,
incorporation as a tax deferral
6
vehicle.
million Canadians don't have access to primary care. How many more, when you increase taxes, will not have access to a family physician? These are not hard questions.
Well, they are because they're not rooted in reality. Look, you have some bizarre thing you're doing. I don't know what you're doing. I'm trying to answer rooted in reality. The reality of our health workforce crisis is the investments that we're making to both accelerate foreign credentials and other
maybe,
forms of
Minister, we'll try it a
credentials, and to
different
make
way
sure
for you.
that, and to
So
make sure
estimates
in
would
the other
say,
instances, well,
Minister,
you're not interested in
estimates
an
would
answer.
say
So.
by 20, I'll say it slower for you, because you're struggling, I get it. Estimates would say that the doctor shortage will be 44,000 by 2028.
I
Not
reject
far in
that.
the
I think the
future.
work that we're doing
Excuse me, Minister, I'm not finished. Just listen. I know it's hard. How much worse will the shortage get when the tax changes take effect? Simple question.
I reject the premise of that question. I don't think it's true or accurate. And I can walk through the tax advantages that continue to remain for doctors, which are very significant, and that the asking for a more just tax system is not the menace to our healthcare system. Your cuts, sir, are. The cuts that you wish to impose upon our healthcare system are a clear and present threat to us not being able to ensure that people have the healthcare work that they need.
You know, Minister, the fascinating thing is you keep talking about cuts, but what I keep talking about is the tax changes, the tax hikes that you are promoting for healthcare. Did your government complete an analysis on the tax hikes before implementing the change?
So asking those who are making more than $250,000 from capital gains.
No, that's not what I asked you. I said,
I don't agree. Look, I'm not here to play your bizarre game. I'm here to try to answer questions rooted in reality. If you want to issue a press release with your thoughts, I welcome it. If you think the Canadians not having a physician is a game, then you're in the wrong job. I think that
you are in the wrong job.
I think cutting dental care, cutting pharmacare, cuts to health care.
So I guess the question is, Minister,
those are the things that are menacing our healthcare system. Asking for a more equitable tax system.
Are you really going to just never answer any questions? Is that your plan? But the question really is, did your government complete an analysis on the tax increases before you implemented the change? Yes or no?
I think the analysis of the tax changes demonstrate very clearly that we're asking those who have made an extraordinary amount of money through capital gains and had an incredible last 5 years to pay a little bit more,
Minister,
so that a nurse isn't paying a higher marginal tax rate
Minister,
than somebody else.
the question is, did you complete an analysis? Did your government complete an analysis on the tax change? Yes or no?
And I've answered that question. There is absolutely an analysis done to make sure that this is more equitable and more fair.
If you did, then please table it with the committee. I'd love to see it.
I have a point of order from Ms. Kayabaga. Go ahead.
Thank you so much. First, I just want to say that I could barely hear folks in the room. If they could increase the sound would be great. My sound is pretty high. I'm calling a point of order because the minister is here to answer questions. Like if he is asking him questions, like give him time to answer questions and not speak over him. It's really hard to even hear what they're saying when they're speaking over each other like that. So if he's asking a question, I would say that it would be great for us to hear the answer as well.
Thank you, Ms. Kayabaga. What we try to do here is allow the person answering the question to have as much time to answer it as was spent posing the question, and we've come to learn that that's exceptionally difficult, but it's also the fairest way that we can do it. So thank you for that, Mr. Doherty. Did you have something you want to say on the point of order?
Just only to say, Mr. Speaker, and to our colleagues that are in there, you're coming through crystal clear on my end. Both the volume is loud enough, and it's very clear. So it might be to Mrs. Kayabaga's question. It might be on her end the issue.
It could be two people talking at once as well. Okay, Dr. Ellis, you have 25 seconds left for the question and the answer, and you have the floor.
Great, thank you, Chair. So perhaps one final time for you, Minister. I'll say it slow again because you're struggling, I know. But did the government, or Health Canada, which is part of the government, complete an analysis on this government-funded, government-implemented capital gains tax hike before implementing the change? And if so, could you table it with the committee, please?
Well, insulting me isn't going to help ameliorate the answer. The answer is that, yes, we've looked at it, and it was very clear that a nurse shouldn't be paying a higher marginal tax rate than a multimillionaire, and that asking folks who've done exceptionally well in capital gains over the last number of years to pay a little bit more so that we can have a healthy, stable health system, I think makes a good deal of sense. I understand your ideological opposition to it, but personally insulting me doesn't improve your argument.
Thank you. Colleagues, we have 4...
Hey gang, so there we go, another wild and crazy committee video. We always get to see the best here. Larry Brock, Shannon Stubbs, Rick Perkins, Michael Barrett, Michael Cooper, Melissa Lantzman, Josh Rush, Holland. There's a long list, guys. I just mentioned only a few of the names. These committee videos, guys, are wild. We'll be covering Canadian federal politics, sharing that with you. Like, subscribe, share, get notified, all those fun things. Leave a comment. I do love the comments. That's it. We'll be back with more information to share and probably another committee video or two coming down the pipes. Remember to like and subscribe. It does help. My name's Aaron. This is Question Period Canada. Catch you next video. Thank you for watching this one.